right, so now we are to the third question. Welcome to those who are joining us. So karibuni sana. We are not far much gone with the session, so we just at the third question. So find a place to sit. We have enough room. And if you have a question, my moderator Regina is going to give you a piece of paper and a pen where you can write your question, so that because actually this is the last question in the questions that I had, the 3 questions. After this, we can respond to your questions. So thank you so much. The third question, I think we had read this. I think I've mixed them up. Parents. Oh yeah, so this is the one that we have. Yes, this one. This one is actually the right one. So, oh, sorry. Kindly assist me with that. One. Okay. So thank you so much. This is the third question. I always find myself becoming anxious. Sometimes I even get panic attacks when something overwhelming happens to me. Is this normal? If not, how can I deal with it? All right. I think hapa kuna mpaka alama ya mstuko, because it must really be serious kama unaongeza hadi juwe. All right, so I find myself becoming anxious. Sometimes I even get panic attacks when something overwhelming happens to me. Is this normal? If not, how can I deal with it? All right, so these days, anxiety is one of the common psychological issues that most people are actually experiencing, because if I could be honest, in a week, majority of the clients you find they have issues of anxiety, and particularly if I was to respond to, because you have not really specified which overwhelming situations or circumstances actually makes you develop anxiety, so that means that I can only respond on a general scale. So what I can say about anxiety is this: that anxiety is deeply rooted in either someone's expectations, something that you are afraid of happening or not happening, and most of the times it is that issue of being afraid of something happening or not happening. So when your brain is stimulated, when you encounter a situation that is overwhelming, that is exciting, so that level, there's a high level of excitement that can make your brain to actually even go into panic attack, like what you've mentioned. So most of the times you find that this is an issue which is deeply rooted in fear. When you dig deep enough in anxiety, there's an element of fear. It could be either fear or a past experience which happened, and then you are afraid that it is going to repeat itself, or you are afraid that you are going to find yourself in a situation that you were before. When you are afraid that something is going to happen, and then it actually happens, in your mind, you have been trying to communicate, or to speak to yourself, telling yourself, I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. So the moment it happens, it becomes an issue which you don't have the soft skills to respond to. And that is now why in this episode of panic attack, your mind is trying to understand the situation, to process the information, and at the same time find a solution to the issue or to the experience. Because this is something that has just happened. You don't know how to respond to it. You don't know how to react to it. You don't know how to behave. You don't know how to, you don't know how this thing that has unfolded, you don't know how you are going to handle it. So your mind gets into a state of mixed reactions. Should I be excited? Should I be happy? Should I be sad? Should I be, So in that state of confusion on how you're going to emotionally react and even behaviorally respond, then you find yourself in a panic attack situation. So if you want to handle anxiety, I'll first of all say that make sure that you don't have any elements of fear within you. You are not afraid of something happening. You are not afraid of something repeating itself. You are not afraid of meeting someone, of interacting with someone. Because when you create that fear within you, then that results to the anxiety. Another thing that is very important while understanding anxiety is when you have certain expectations towards something. Probably you have prepared so well for a presentation. And so you have very high expectations on your performance. And then you get on stage, and then a friend of yours who always makes the sweetest and the smartest and the craziest jokes smiles at you. And that smile alone, or that friend of yours just, physically, they do some funny faces or some funny gestures, and then every information, every presentation, or every information you had for the presentation just evaporates. That's the situation where now you find yourself having the anxiety, having the panic attack especially. So your expectations sometimes are going to create the anxiety because you expect to perform. You expect to meet a certain standard. You expect that the audience is not going to stare at you. You expect that you're going to have a small audience size. But getting into the room, you realize that there's 100 people waiting to listen to you. So when you have expectations which are sometimes unrealistic, that can result to anxiety and even panic attack. So when you are approaching any situation in life, approach it with an open-minded perception, with an open-minded state, such that you are going in not demanding that what you expect must happen, but having an open mind that anything can happen. I might have a nice presentation, or something might mess up the presentation. I'm meeting someone, this meeting or this conversation might go well, or it may not go well, and I should be okay with whatever that is going to come up. So approach every situation with an open mind. So be ready for anything that is going to happen. So that now, in case anything happens, you'll not panic, you'll not have anxiety, you'll just be, either way, I was not really expecting it to go in any way. So whatever comes, I'm okay with it. So anxiety needs to be assessed, whether there's fear in it, whether there's something that you're afraid is going to repeat itself. And in most times, people are anxious of something that they are not aware of. Maybe something happened 10, 20 years ago, and then it was not resolved, and unconsciously, it has led into the development of the anxiety. So when you have anxiety, you need to have someone, a professional, who is going to assess and address and unfold the issue so that you can be able to trace where this started. If it is anything to do with the trauma, it can be addressed and healed. If it is just the issue of expectations or fear or anticipations, then that also can be handled. And that's why, as I conclude on these questions, so that my moderator can give me the questions, because I've seen two people write the questions over there, so that I can have those questions, and actually we are going to respond to them in a very quick pace. So I always tell you that as Nunes or at Nunes Counseling Organization, you are always welcome. So if you have anything that you feel I need personalized sessions on, feel free to come to us. Come to us. We have counselors who are going to help you. We have counselors who can sit down with you and help you resolve anything that you want to resolve, or anything that you are going through, for deeper understanding, for deeper exploration, because these sessions that we are having are only meant to look at, to shed light on what you are going through, or even to create that a scenario whereby you're able to know which direction you should take with what you're going through. So kindly, Regina, kindly hand me over those questions so that now we can actually go to the next question, and then we can conclude.